Alka Srimad that Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyashanmaya Gitaratasya Advesha Vigna Swarat Tene Brahma Hrudayadi Kavya Muhyandyat Suryaha Tejavari Murdam Yata Vinmaya Yatrati Sarga Amarsa Damna Sena Sada Nirasta Kuhukam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So the second canto entitled Cosmic Manifestation, and that is the material world, subcreation. So chapter second begins with invocation that the speaker should recite this mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, that is offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord. So Srila Prabhupada in his purport says that the Lord Krishna was always pleased with Maharaj Parikshit family. So at last days of Maharaj Parikshit death, Sukadeva Goswami was sent to help him in the process of self-realization. That is from Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasad Paya Bhakti Lata Bij from Chaitanya Charitam Madhilila. So Maharaj Parikshit was a devotee of Lord Krishna from his childhood. So he has natural affection for Krishna. So Sukadeva Goswami could understand his devotion. Therefore, he was welcome to ask the questions from Parikshit Maharaj. So if you see from last section from Srimad Bhagavatam 19th chapter, so Maharaj Parikshit asked two questions from 30 verse 37 and 38. In 37 he asked, please show me the way for perfection for all the people and especially one who is about to die. And please, and in 38th verse, please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember and worship and what he should not do. So Sukadeva Goswami speaks from second canto onwards. So Sukadeva, in the first verse he says, Varyanyeshate Prashna Krutoloka Hitam Rupa Atmavit Sammata Pumsam Shrotavyadishu Yakparaha. So he says that Parikshit Maharaj, he says to Parikshit Maharaj that it is an excellent question because it is beneficial for all the people and it is approved by the sages. So as soon as Maharaj Parikshit came to know that snake board will bite him, so he left everything because he wanted to utilize his time in self-realization, and his focus was single pointed and to attain the to attain Supreme Lord mercy. So Maharaj Parikshit wanted to observe his mind completely in Krishna. So such abstraction will benefit by simply by hearing about the uncommon activities of Krishna. So as we see from Bhagavad Gita 4.9, Janma karma chime divyam evam vo veti tattvaha Tattadeham Punarjanma Naitimam Veti Swarjana. So simply by understanding the transcendental nature of Lord Krishna, appearance and disappearance and activities, so one can never come back to this miserable condition, material existence. So Sukadeva Goswami continuing that he said, Shrotavyadini Rajendra Naranam Shanti Sahasrasa Apashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Grihmedina. So people in general have hundreds and thousands, that Sahasrasa, of subject matters for hearing. Apashyatam Atmatattvam, because they are blind and not interested in self-realization and also attached to the family affairs. Griheshu Grihmedina. So the purpose of grihasthas who live together with their wife and children, but live transcendently to realize the ultimate truth. Grihmedis live only for the benefit of family members, that is for the sons and daughters with great affection and or attachment. And also certainly they are envious of others. Their interest is based on the sense gratification and is always in conflict. So the Grihastha's mission is clear and their efforts are made to achieve the mission for the realization of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So the major problem for this material, the major solution for this material life is going back to Godhead, going back to whom? Back to Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita 8:16, Abrahma Bhunaloka Punravutuna Arjuna Mam Pete tu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Videte. So the material existence, birth, death, old age, and disease are removed. So one should not therefore become a Gruhamedi simply to exist for envying others, or one should become a real householder in terms of uh, scriptural injunctions. So in version in the first canto 19th chapter 38th verse, he asked that, please let me know what a man should hear, chant, remember and worship, and what he should not do. So he asked Sukadeva Goswami to explain. So Sukadeva Goswami replied that the lifetime of that Gruhamedis is an envious householder is passed at night in sleeping in sexual indulgence, and in the daytime making money or maintaining family members. So they try to improve the standard of materialistic life. Those here very strong words are used because the persons are very much entrenched in the family life for desire and sense gratification. So Srila Prabhupada gave an example that if a rose is thrown on an elephant, does not have no effect. But if a sharp spear is, if you use a sharp spear with penetration, it will penetrate into the skin. Uh, so in the next verse, how the foolish men waste their life, so was it described. So Deha as the considering body as self, and their extension like children, Apatya, wife, Kalatra, Adishu, everything related to them, the children and wife, and thinking that his soldiers will protect him. But all are fallible Atatsu because they are born and will die. So these people, Grahmedis, have the eyes to see, but having sufficiently experience, they are not able to see because they don't have that spiritual vision. So one should examine the fact that four fathers and forefathers that has already died. Similarly, his children and the fathers of their children also will die in course. So no one will survive. So the whole materialistic advance for human civilization is the decoration of the dead body. So human life is being wasted in decorating of this dead body. So persons who are devoid of knowledge of Atma Tattva are misguided. But those who are devotees of Lord have perfect realization of transcendental knowledge, not bewildered. So yes, from the same question, what one should not do and what one should do. So one's desire is to free from all measures, must hear Stotavya and glorify Kirtitavya, Smratavya, remember the about the glories of personality of Godhead. So one should not do that anything either good or bad on his own account, but must execute everything on the uh, everything on behalf of Supreme Lord, that He is the ultimate proprietor of everything. Bhagavad Gita 9.27, Yat karosi adasnasi yat juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat purushvam atarpana. So one should first hear about the Lord, that to establish Lord in the heart. Sranotam sa kada Krishna Srimad Bhagavatam. So 1.2%. So then all the dirt in the heart will be purified, and that is accepting the constitutional position, thinking Krishna is the master, the object of service, that is pure devotional service. So by hearing about the glories of the Lord, all personal activities molded into spiritual activities, and all conceptions of material miseries become completely vanquished. So the highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, or by practice mystic powers, yoga bhyam, or perfect discharge of occupational duty. So dharmam Parinistaya. So to is to remember the personality of Godhead at the end of life, Ante Narayana Smriti. So this is only possible by the association of pure devotees who can give finishing touch to the all transcendental activities of all jnanis and karmis in terms of prescribed duties. So life should be molded in such a manner that one can progressively remember Supreme Lord in every step of life. Uh, तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मामनुस्मरणीर्दय च मय्यर्पिता मनोबुद्धिर् मामेवश्यासि असंशयः. So in seventh verse, the topmost stanza list are Paramahamsas, are the liberated souls. are not in this jurisdiction, not in this purview of regulative principle, because their mind is completely attached to Krishna. So liberated souls take pleasure in describing the transcendental activities of Lord. That 10 point Machita Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kadayantasya Mam Nityam Tushanti cha Ramanti cha. So the topmost transcendentalist or liberated souls realize through advanced experience of transcendental knowledge. So they take pleasure in the transcendental activities by discussing the qualities of Lord's pastimes. Janma karma chame divyam. So the highest perfection of transcendental realization take pleasure in hearing of describing the transcendental qualities of the Lord and not merging into the impersonal Brahman, which aspires the impersonalist monists. So Sukadeva Goswami, being a recognized liberated soul and the topmost transcendentalist, was accepted by all topmost sages present in the meeting during the last 7 days of Maharaj Parikshit. So, like many sages like Arti, Bhrugu, Vasishta, Maitreya, and Dvaipayana, all are present. So, he cited his own example in his life that he was attracted by the transcendental activities of the Lord, and he studied Srimad Bhagavatam from his father, Sri Dvaipayana Vasudeva. So, it is Srimad Bhagavatam is also called as Brahma Samhita because the sound representation of Lord Krishna. So, like Srimad Bhagavatam is the sound incarnation of Lord. So it is spoken by the Supreme Lord, and the Srimad Bhagavatam is the sound representation of Lord because it was spoken by the incarnation of the Lord about the activities of the Lord. So, Sukadeva Goswami says that although I fixed Brahman and beyond gunas, his mind become attracted to the pastimes of the Lord, so that he learned the pastimes of Supreme Lord. So another name can be the Srimad Bhagavatam should be Uttam Sloka Leelaya, having the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So the attraction for the Srimad Bhagavatam becomes deeper and clearer, but when one who is affected by one who is affected by the lower modes, for him the attraction for Srimad Bhagavatam is difficult. So Sukadeva Goswami says that even a person who does not believe in the form and pastimes of the Lord impersonalist, even hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, can convert into transcendental devotees of the Lord. So, Sukadeva Goswami said, for advancement of material knowledge, there is a need of personal ability and research aptitude. But for spiritual knowledge, all progress depend on the mercy of the supreme, mercy of the spiritual master. So the spiritual master must be satisfied with the disciple. Only then the knowledge automatically manifests before the student of the spiritual science. So the disciple can receive the teachings not exactly intellectually, but submissively inquire and service attitude. Tatvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshyanti te jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So a devotee of Lord Krishna is who believes sincerely that by becoming a devotee of the Lord. So So Srila Vasudev explained Srimad Bhagavatam to Sukadeva Goswami from very beginning, the Janmadhyasya, and so Sukadeva Goswami also explained it to the Parikshit Maharaj. So, so one who is interested in Bhagavatam, they should not play with it. There should not be reading or hearing a portion from here and there. So one must follow in the footsteps of great kings like Maharaj Amrisha or Maharaj Parikshit and hear it from the bona fide representative of Sukadeva Goswami. So Sukadeva Goswami recommends the transcendental chanting of the Lord's holy name. So by offenseless chanting and hearing of the holy name, holy name of the Lord, that is Nama, and one becomes acquainted with the transcendental form of Lord, form that is Rupa, and then attributes of the Lord Guna, and then with transcendental nature of his pastimes Leela. So without offensive chanting, without overcoming the offensive stage of hearing and chanting, one can never be attracted by the form, nor can one understand the qualities of the Lord. So So to encourage the Parikshit Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami, he said that, so who had only 7 days of life, Srila Sukdev Goswami assured him that there is no use in living 100 of years. Kim Bahubi Hayener, 100 of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. Better to live for a moment with full consciousness of the Supreme Lord to be fulfilled. That the supreme interest of life is eternal with full knowledge and bliss. So he said, you have mentioned that Parikshit Maharaj says that bhakti is the topmost person, but he says that we have only 7 days to live. So in the purport, it said that distinguishing the Lord holy name from the names of demigods, the revealed scripture discloses uh, 1041 yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam srimad ujjitam yava tattadeva gachyatvam mama tejo amsam. So, except for the Lord Himself, everyone is subordinate, no one is independent of the Lord. So, nothing in this creation is compared with the superiority of the holy names. So, one must take shelter and chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord. And one should never try to equate the chanting of the holy names. Uh, so he gave the practical example that he have only, when Parikshit Maharaj said he have only 7 days. So Sukadeva Goswami gave the practical that the sages among Katwanga Maharaj, knowing how long he had to live from the moment give up everything on the earth, and he surrendered to the Lord. Uh, so one muhurt that he shows at 48 minutes, Katwanga Maharaj perfected his life just in one muhurt. Even even for a moment, the saintly king was successful because he was always alert in his prime duty. So Maharaj Parikshit was encouraged by the Sukadeva Goswami, even though he had only 7 days left in his life, to execute the prime duty of hearing the glories of the Lord in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the 14th verse, he says, you have not one muhurt but 7 days. Make necessary arrangements for your life for afterlife destination. So, in the 15th verse, Sukadeva Goswami continues that the time of death has arrived. Antakale tu agate. A man devoid of fear of death should cut off the weapons with the weapons of detachment, desires for the body, and thus the relation to the body, such as family and wife. So, so death is the process of changing body at the time of duration of life. Um, an intelligent person must prepare for this and must try to have best type of body in the next life. The best type of body is the spiritual body, and is up, which is obtained by those going back to kingdom of goddess. So one has to change the aspiration during the course of this present body. So the persons who are too much attached to the family comforts are generally awarded a lower species of life on account of sinful acts performed during the long duration of life. So one has to one should plan to exit the material life at the stage, at the age of 50 or near to 50. Otherwise, one's life is at the risk of uh, lower species of life. So, so the person controlling his senses should leave his house. Um, So Sukadeva Goswami continuing that the persons controlling his senses should leave the house, take bath in holy places, and should repeat this pure syllable Om using this mind and controlling the breath and mind while remembering and make the mind motionless while remembering. So, following the necessaries, do's and don'ts, Yama and Nima asanas should perfect the stage of asana, pranayama and pratyahara, control of senses. So, Sukadeva Goswami recommend to Parikshit Maharaj not to be fearful at the time of death, should cut off all material attachments, asanga sastrena, and all desires, proham. So, practically, Sukadeva Goswami recommended. Uh, so for attaining liberation, Sukadeva Goswami recommended Ashtanga Yoga. So the first limb of Ashtanga Yoga is very social disciplines, and leaving home is Yama. So it has further five limbs: Ahimsa, no meat eating; Satya, truthfulness; Asteya, no stealing; Brahmacharya, no sex; and Aparigraha, non-possessiveness. So by chanting Om by the mind is a mechanical way of getting into the trance. So if the quality of thinking, feeling, and willing, that is thoughts, desires, and actions is changed, naturally the quality of actions by the senses will also change. So the whole process is dragged to the mind from the material engagement and fix it in the lotus feet of the Lord. So after gaining sense control, he should try to concentrate his mind on the form of the Lord, that is dharana. But the mind agitated by previous karmas is also an obstacle. So this is indirect process. Bhakti is not recommended. So even for Parikshit Maharaj, the process of Ashtanga Yoga is prescribed. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explained the Ashtanga Yoga to Arjuna. The result was impractical and unendurable. Uh, so Sukadeva Goswami recommended an assured policy, namely to fix one's mind in the service of the personality of Godhead. Uh, so Lord Krishna also recommended this direct process in Bhagavad Gita 6.47. Yoginam observation madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajite yamam samekta tamomak. Uh, So one should then meditate on the individual limbs of the Lord with an uninterrupted mind, that is dhyana. At the stage of samadhi, then the mind is extinguished. So meditating upon the transcendental form of Vishnu, especially upon the Lord Krishna, is the last word, that is the highest on the subject of meditation. So this meditation begins from the lotus feet of the Lord. So the common man can bereft more by meditating on the form of Vishnu in the temple than on the Omkara. So why Ashtanga Yoga is recommended to Parikshit Maharaj is mainly actually to establish the superiority of all other process. So Sukadeva Goswami first delineated this process other than bhakti. So those whose mind is not fixed and their intelligence is not spiritualized, for them the neophytes, then this meditation is recommended. So by the practice of dharana, one destroys the impurities produced by the Rajas and Tamas. So Rajas and Tamas make the person bewildered. Resolve it by focusing the mind on the relationship with the Vishnu. So the yogi who sees the Lord through dharana quickly achieves desired goal of liberation. So an impersonal way of self-realization is more trouble because it reaches the goal in indirect way. क्लेशोऽधिकातरस्तेषम् अव्यक्तसक्ता हि चेतसम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःख देहवादिराव्यक्यते. Um, So although impersonalists also become obsessed with the personal feature, so they think of the Lord after a long time, they will get realization. They will come to know after a Lord after a long time. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanvan papadyante vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So in verse 22, Parikshit Maharaj says, he asked three questions to the Sukadeva Goswami, that how and where the mind has to apply, and that is how is dharana accomplished, and how can conception be fixed? What is the object and one who has to fix their mind? So, and the third question, how can the dirty things in a person's mind be removed? How can one quickly remove the contamination in the mind? So, dirty things of the fruitive works, karma, and empirical philosophy, jnana can be removed only by association with the Supreme Lord. So the persons who don't have faith on the personal feature of the absolute truth are given a chance to associate with this Virat Rupa, or the cosmic manifestation of the feature of the Lord. So Maharaj Parikshit was already directly connected with the personal feature of the Lord. So he did not need to inquire from Sukadeva Goswami about where and how to apply the mind in the impersonal Virat Rupa of the Lord. So, but he inquired for the benefit of others. who is unable to conceive the transcendental personal feature of the Lord. So the non-devotee class of men think of the personal feature of the Lord because they are the full fond of knowledge. Um, they take him to the. They think that Supreme Lord is a common man. Avajananti mamodaha manushum tanum ashita parambhavam ajananto mamabhuda maheshwaram. So further, Sukadeva Goswami said, so one should concentrate the mind on the gross form of the Lord, Stule Bhagavato Rupe, with the intelligence Diya. So the real purpose of yogic regulation is to eradicate the accumulated dirty things like lust, anger, and avarice in the heart, that is in the mind. So as soon as the Lord potencies are understood, so no longer no one is greater than, or that no one is greater than him or equal to him. His potencies are multifarious and his deeds are automatically performed as a natural sequence, that is Svedashwara Upanishad. So one automatically advances to the next step and gradually the stage of full realization becomes possible for him. So different parts of the Gigant is Virat Rupa is explained. So the this Virat form is that form which the past, futures, present are seen. So the universal form exhibited, this form is temporary and this form is not present in the spiritual world. It is only present in material world. So the only potent Lord has is transcendent to eyes, heads and other bodily parts distributed everywhere. Bhagavad Gita 13:13, Gneyam Yattat Pravakshyami. So his energy is distributed everywhere, just as the sun is localized as well as expanded everywhere. Since the rays of the sun, being non-different from the sun, are accepted as expansion as sun, like sun. So as fire expand, another example is that as fire expands its rays and the heat from one place, similarly, the Supreme Spirit, the personality of Godhead, expands himself by multiple energies everywhere and anywhere. So this favors all merciful to the atheistics and the gross materialistics. So this form is the dharmasya of the yogi whose mind is still affected by the modes. Materialist man can think that that this universe, as well as many other hundreds and thousands universe, think imperfectly that this universe, as well as many other hundreds and thousands of universe, are each are covered by several sevenfold material coverings of water, fire, air, sky, and ego, Mahatattva, Numenon, and material nature, just like a huge football pumped and covered, floating on the water of the casual ocean, where the Lord is lying as Mahavishnu. So the entire cosmic manifestation, so this material world cosmic manifestation is only Virat Rupa. So then Virat Rupa is explaining that Patala, Rasatala, Mahatala, and Thalatala, that is different, that various planetary system from his various limbs of the Virat Purusha body. So the universe is divided into 14 planetary systems, 7 planetary system called Bhuvar, Suvar, Mahajar, Mahar, Janas, Tapas, and Satya, upward planetary system, one are the upward planetary system, one above the other. There are 7 planetary systems downward known as Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Taladal, Mahatal, Rasatal, and Satatal, Patala, gradually one below the other. So the description begins from the bottom because it is in line with devotion of the Lord's body description. Should begin from its feet. So Sutala is the knees and Vitala is the lower part of thighs. That these various planetary forms, various limbs of the Virat body, and Bower is normal, so different segments. So here in 28 also, his Shakti is Varga, his neck is Maharloka, his face is Janaloka. And the forehead of the universal form is also known as Tapaloka. The tops of the head of thousand-headed form are Satyaloka. So the various planetary systems on various limbs of the Virat body. So the innumerable innumerable universes floating on the causal ocean. In each of them are representation of the Virat form. Uh, so all of them situated in one part and inconceivable potency that atava bohuniyetena kim jnanatena tava Arjuna. 10 point Bhagavad Gita 10.2. अतवा बहुनियतेन किं ज्ञानतेन तव अर्जुन स्थापितम् इदं कृष्णम् एकं सेन इदं जगत्. So the next it's saying the senses, the avatars and the five elements, ear, skin, tongue, and nose, also from the various limbs of the Virat Purusha body. Um, so in Arjuna says that in Bhagavad Gita 11:30, lehas lehasya grasmanah samantal. So he sees the devouring all people in his mouth, that blazing fire covering the universe by your body, immeasurable rays, watching the words. He has seen his manifestation, that Virat Rupa. Uh, and in the next word, the sense devatas and the five elements also form from various limbs of Purusha body. That the sun devata arises from his eyes. The day and night are the eyelashes of the form. The abode Brahma is the movement of brows. Varunas arise from his palate, and the taste arises from his tongue. Uh, the Vedas, various emotions and samsaras also from various limbs of the Virat Purusha body. So the Vedic verses are the top of his head. Yama is his front teeth. His smile is Maya. His glance is insummable samsara. So the quality like shyness, greediness, etc. The ocean mountains are also from various limbs of the Virat Purusha body. The reverse trees, so reverse trees, wind time, etc. Also from various limbs of his body. The modes of nature act under his direction only. Such no functions are blind or automatic. Bhagavad Gita in 7th chapter, Ichaiva Sattigvava Rajasas Tamsai Mattaiva Tanvidi Natuham Teshudemai. So the Veda says that Supreme Lord has nothing to do personally, so it is always the cause with the superiors, but everything is done by his direction. Pratyaksha Saktir Vividas Shruyate. So everything that we see is an incarnation of his energies. So Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appearing from the pores of hair Mahavishnu remain alive as long as the duration of one exhalation Mahatattva. So Brahma Samade Esheka Nishusha Kalam Matavalambe Jivantiloma Vilaja Jagadanandanath Vishnu Mahatse hai Ishakala Visheshu. So, in next is Virat Rupa, that clouds, day or night, intelligence, moon, etc. Also from the limbs of the Virat Purusha body. The clouds are his hairs, the terminations of day and night, mm, and Avyakta Bhakti is in Avyaktam Prakriti. Prakati is his intelligence. The moon is his mind and shelter of all changes. And also the Mahatattva, various animals uh, like horses, mules, camels, elephants are his nails from the various limbs of his Virat body, Virat Purusha's body. Mm. The boards, human, the Upadevas and the demons also from his various limbs of Purusha body. The Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Apsaras are his muscles, are his musical ability. The armies of demons are his province. So Prahlad Maharaj is the right type of representative of the Lord of the family of Asuras. So one of the living being is away from the Lord's gigantic body. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed this living unity in the jungle of Madhya Pradesh. where even tigers, elephants, and many other ferocious animals perfectly cooperated in glorifying the Supreme Lord. This way, there is a peace and harmony of the all world. So the four varnas, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudras, Brahmanas, all from various limbs of Virat Purusha body. So the cooperation of all classes of human beings, the sacrifice recommended in this, namely congregational chanting of the holy name, may be executed for the common welfare of all the people in the world. Uh, so in this way, Sukadeva Goswami says that he described this Virat Rupa as Dharnashaya of the attached yogi. So the Supreme, personality of God has verily explained this material nature is only order carrying agent of his. So she is one of the different potencies of the Lord, and she acts under the direction, under his direction only. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate cha characharam hetuna nena kaundeya. No.
जगत भी परिवर्त करते हैं.
Correct.
Continue.
Less intelligent person with poor fund of knowledge cannot understand that inconceivable potencies of Krishna, but he appears like a human being. Vajananti mamodha manusham tanamashita parambhavam ajananto mamabhuda maheshwar. So this process of concentrating on different bodily parts of the Lord will gradually diminish the demonic challenges of godliness and bring the gradual development of devotional service to the Lord. So this is for the neophytes and non-devotees. So this is further he says this is the bona fide dharnasya for the attached yogi meditation on. So by meditating any other form will cause degradation for the yogi. So the Virat Rupa includes everything material manifestation and the gigantic feature of the Lord is super soul for all living and non-living entities. But this is all the Virat Rupa is also manifestation of Narayana. So one evenly see the Lord Krishna is the ultimate super soul of everything. So the conclusion that one should unhesitedly become a worshipper of Lord Krishna. So being an emanation from the glancing potential of Narayana, the whole material creation is non-different from him. Achintya Beda Tattvam that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained. Hare Krishna. That's all.
Okay, you can close the screen share. Yes, okay, very good. Very elaborate. Every verse you have gone through the purport and you highlighted most of the points. Very well done. Who will assess? Manoram, assessment, you do the assessment of what he has presented. It has to be brief in 5 to 7 minutes maximum.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Pradeep Prabhuji. It was very much in a flow, and also initially I was just thinking how it is related to previous chapter as well, but you connected with it is related to the questions that was asked in previous chapter, and then you continued how actually things moved fast forward. So in between, I think some of the key important parts is what you have emphasized, so that I'll just go through. You have mentioned about very importantly the glories of chanting. So you have emphasized, Prabhuji. I think these verses Prabhuji also told in classes, and we should always. It is 1.19. No, it is the verse number exactly. I think. I did not write it, but the glories of the chanting you have mentioned very nicely, and so many connecting Bhagavad Gita verses in support of the statements you have given. So these are very much, I think, enlightening, Prabhuji, and And of course, yes, in last also, after glorification, then glorification of chanting, then those Virat Rupa actually, okay, before that also, you again spoke about importantly this Khatpong Maharaj example. So, one important message from that was that he was having only a nimesh or very less time for Khatpong Maharaj, but he also perfected. Sukhdev Goswami instructed Parikshit Maharaj, he is having rather more time, around 7 days. So how concentrating to the Supreme Lord, he can uh, perfect his life. So that was emphasized relating to the example of Khatpang Maharaj. So that was also very important, which you have mentioned. And yes, lastly, those Virat Rupa features. You have mentioned so many things, every verses you have covered, but then again, you mentioned very perfectly that Virat Rup feature is not for the devotees. This is for the neophytes and non-devotees. But for the devotees, they should concentrate on the personal feature of the Supreme Lord or his plenary expansion. In a verse, it was written as Narayan feature. So, yes, it was in verse number 39. So there are many other things, but I think these three, four aspects, glories of chanting, then Parikshit Maharaj, how he can utilize few more days he was having with him, and how to just differentiate between the Virat Rup and the personal feature of the Supreme Lord. So last verses were speaking about giving differentiation. So I think these are the some takeoffs. I could just write it down. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. These were the things I could write down. One or two questions also. I have some one or two queries in
Yeah,
between.
before question, anything you felt was not covered?
Uh,
Would you,
oh,
you know, detect that?
Yes, Prabhuji, I think although he touched every verses, but one thing could be just for me actually, maybe in a one page last, maybe some sentences, 5 or 10 sentences about the important verses of this chapter and how we can apply practically. So if this some of the conclusive, maybe some few sentences were there. Otherwise, every verses Prabhuji has covered. So maybe I think explanation in that time it was not possible, but one conclusive slide could have been better, Prabhuji. It is just for the betterment of me. I think I could not
No.
apprehend.
It is not for you, it is for everyone. Okay. Okay. So you have given a suggestion. Okay, fine. Go ahead with your questions.
Yes. So one question was just I think I could not relate it that you gave one example that showing a flower do not penetrate the skin. So it was in which context, Prabhuji? In 2.1.3 you have spoken, but what was the relationship in that?
Who can answer? What is 2.1.3 talking about? Hmm? 2.1.3 is talking about the Grahamedis. The Grahamedis, there's so much engrossed in sense gratification and bodily conception of life. What is required? What was the other example? Throwing of flower will not be effective. What is required then? He gave that example also. Others can participate. What was the example? Quickly, you have heard, Baba. What is that? Are you looking in the book? Ravinder and Priyanka, you are completely out of your camera. Both of you. And so is Ramya. I don't know what you are doing. You are into book or wherever you are. You should be in the camera so that I can see you, how you are hearing. Follow, what was the answer? What was the other example given?
Prabhuji, I think I just found it out. So I just had a screenshot of it and it was written. Prabhuji explained that there should be a sharp spear to
Yes,
penetrate the skin.
yes. Spear is required. Rose will not do. For whom?
For the Kriha medicine.
Yeah. Oh, nobody else is the Gram Vedi. It is for me. It is for you.
Yes.
So when I use the spear, they don't cry. About tears.
And just one small query, Prabhuji, you mentioned that Srimad Bhagavatam, is it also known as Brahma Samhita? Somewhere maybe I have mistakenly heard about. So just
Answer, Pradeep.
initially,
Pradeep, answer. You are not hearing, Pradeep. What question he asked?
It is sound representation of Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
No, what question he asked? Please hear attentively. The entire focus is on hearing. What question did Manoram Prabhu ask? Repeat, Manoram Prabhu.
yes, Prabhuji. So actually, I wrote like that Srimad Bhagavatam is also known as Brahma Samhita. So maybe I have heard it wrongly, Prabhuji. So was it the thing or something else actually? I just missed it.
Yes, Prabhu, it is correct only. Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also called Brahma Samhita. I explained, no? So it is the sound representation of Lord Krishna, just like Bhagavad Gita is the sound incarnation of Lord because it is spoken by the Supreme Lord. And also it is sound representation because it was spoken by the incarnation of the Lord, no? So about the Lord activities.
That is a verse. This is what Shukdev Goswami is speaking now. Shukdev Goswami is glorifying Bhagavatam. That he heard it, how he was attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam. He mentions about it. What are the verses? In 2, 3 verses he mentions about it.
218 probably.
Huh?
218.
218. No. 218, yes. 218, 8 and 9. Is that the word Brahma Samhitam comes?
And it is equal to all Vedas.
It is the essence of all Vedas. The conclusion. Srimad Bhagavatam is the conclusion. It is Brahma Samhitam, yes. The word Brahma Samhitam comes there. In one of the verses, the word Brahma Samhitam is there. In this same chapter. Check out.
It is in verse 8, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Verse 8.
Yeah, that is what it, the exact word is there, Brahma Samhitam. Read the verse. Pradeep, read. You have Bhagavatam with you, na? Open and read the verse number 8.
The end of Dwapara Yuga, I studied this great supplement of Vedic literature named Srimad Bhagavatam, which is equal to all the Vedas from my father, Srila Dvaipayana Vasudeva.
Okay, now the word Brahma Samhitam is there.
Yes, Prabhu. Approved as the essence of all Vedas. It's me.
Okay. Yeah, it is Brahma Samhitam. It is the conclusion of the Vedanta. It is the essence of all the scriptures. And it is Quran Amalam. Okay. Others, if you have any question or any observation, please ask. But I'm very happy, Pradeep. You put a lot of effort. Thank you. Thank you for making the effort. This is how we have to prepare. Although you got a lot of time also. Next, who has to prepare? Next, whose presentation is there? 2.2?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay. You are prepared, huh? But tomorrow we will have Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra. So please reach by 3. Don't make it late. Dayashil, I am warning you. Huh? You have to respect the time of others also. Whatever you have to do, plan in advance. And what is possible for you, do. What is not possible for you, don't do. That much assessment we must have in our life. Okay. Please, if you have some question, yes, Ramya, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Little louder, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually,
Question to Pradeep, Prabhu. You ask him in his presentation.
प्रभुजी एक थोड़ा सा डाउट है आपने जो 38 नंबर वर्ष में कोट किया था कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु एमपी के जंगलों में गए थे मुझे तो लग रहा है कि वो झारखंड के जंगलों में गए
You heard the question, Pradeep? She is saying that you mentioned in your presentation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went through the jungles of Madhya Pradesh, MP. Is it so? Did you said so? Unmute and speaker.
It is from the purport only I took actually that word.
Which purport? Which purport? MP should not be written. Show me the purport.
Not a MP, I have not written MP.
Which word?
MP
Which purport? Please mention the purport number.
प्रभु जी
30?
38
38 verse. That is the last two verses, huh? 38 and 39. He had everything written. That is very good. Yes, no, Baba. Just confirm what you said and move ahead.
from 36 verse. 36 verse. Just.
Yes, it's 6 verse. Okay. So what is mentioned in the purport? Please read out.
Yes, sir. I'm reading. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed this living unity in the jungle of Madhya Pradesh,
Yeah,
where
this is
even the
true.
tiger.
This is a typing error. This is a typing error, but you should not repeat it. And she is very sharp. She caught it. Thank you, Ramya. This is a typing mistake. It is not Madhya Pradesh. It is in the forest of Jharkhand. Isn't it? So here there is this mistake is there. It has to be corrected. Very good. Very sharp. Okay. Anyone else? What is your observation there, Shil Prabhu? He gave a long presentation. What did you observe?
Good presentation, Prabhuji. I got
I am
late.
not asking that. I am asking what did you observe?
Prabhuji, he spoke with reference from the Bhagavad Gita, many verses.
That is all covered by Manoram Prabhu. I am asking about where he did not cover or anything he missed or anything that you want to further clarify. That is observation. You just saw the observation of Ramya? That is what observation is.
I missed, Prabhuji. I missed. Actually, I got late. I joined late.
Okay, whatever you have heard, if you have observed something, then speak. We have to give up this lethargy. Our mind does not participate. Our heart does not participate. It is absorbed somewhere else. That we have to give up. Pranav, you speak. What do you observe?
Yes, thank you, Pradeep Prabhuji. Presentation is very good. You have quoted all the given the systematically the all the about this chapter. I want to ask one thing that why it is so that for the new fighters this Ashtanga Yoga practice is recommended. Cannot they enter directly to the Bhakti Yoga, or they have to go through by this process only? I want some more clarification on this.
Please answer, Pradeep.
Krishna Prabhuji, actually they are not spiritually inclined. So this Virat Rupa first it was explained for them only by seeing that gigantic form of the Lord, different about whole everything this cosmic manifestation. By seeing that they can at least they think about the God, and after that they can think about the personal feature of the Lord. So this is impersonal. Even Arjuna also bewildered by this form. So it is impossible for the common man to think about this Virat Rupa.
No, come again.
Uh,
No, why you said? No, this is what he's asking. Why Virat Rupa is recommended? Why not the 200 Sham Sundar form? Virat Rupa you are saying is so scary. Why it is being recommended?
this was recommended only for neophytes, Prabhuji. Those who are not.
Maybe just repeating what you have read, but what is the understanding? He's asking your understanding.
It is actually in the Parikshit Maharaj says actually, Prabhuji, it was for the benefit of others.
Question is very simple. What one should hear, what one should chant, what should remember, and what one should not do. Isn't it? This is what you said. These are
Yes,
the four
Prabhu.
aspects. Then why is the recommendation of Ashtanga Yoga coming? The Virat Rupa is coming. Why not the Sham Sundar Rup? This is the question. Right, Pranav? This is the question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Why
Yeah,
is
this
it
is
the project to go through this, or directly one can enter this Bhakti Yoga for the new fight?
why
It is
this?
bewildering that we
Okay,
should go
fine.
through.
Now you please.
Actually, this
You have spent so much time on this chapter. So what is the understanding?
this is indirect process, Prabhuji. So it is troublesome for the.
So indirect is troublesome. Why it is being recommended? It is answered there. If you have caught it, it is answered. Why he said, and I had also mentioned it. I had mentioned it when I was giving the presentation. Very good. This is very good observation. This is how you can get, you can really churn the rasa and experience it. Anyone remembers why Ashtanga Yoga has been recommended? You don't remember, Pranav? Did you hear the classes, Pradeep? Or you just read from the chapter and you presented?
I hear because.
You heard. Yes, there, Shilbro.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, if I heard like this, that they are not inclined to serve. A personal form means service. So
Oh, Bhaiya, that is
this
not
is
what I
our Prabhuji.
discussed in this chapter.
Services.
That is generally for those who are impersonalists, for Mayavadis, who are aparadhis. But in this assembly, where Parikshit Maharaj is to, leave his body within 7 days, so why the process of Ashtanga Yoga is being recommended by Shukadeva Goswami? The answer is there in the purport. No, you won't be able to find it now. If you have read it and marked it, then you can remember it by Krishna's mercy. Anyone does not, no one remembers. The answer there. Yes, Priyanka and Ravindra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
The
Krishna.
yogic regulation is to eradicate the six unearths, the dirty thing which is in our heart.
So Ashtanga Yoga will help and Bhakti Yoga will not help. Huh? So we need to first take shelter of Ashtanga Yoga, meditate on the Virat Rupa. Did we get that practice? Are we doing that?
No.
Then
प्रभु जी इन वर्स नंबर 24 लास्ट में प्रभुपाद लिख रहे हैं purport में in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita the Virat Rupa of the Lord was especially manifested not for the benefit of Arjun but for that unintelligent class of men who accepts anyone and everyone as an incarnation of the Lord and so mislead the general mass of people. For them, the indication is that one should ask the chief incarnation to exhibit his Virat Rupa.
that is true. But here, no one is asking that whether the incarnation is there or not. The simple why Shukadeva Goswami is recommending Virat Roop meditation at all. Where is the need? What is the purpose? Why is he not directly giving the process of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga? Why is he, in a way, misleading? Right, Pranav?
Prabhuji, this form is only for the material world, not for the spiritual.
Huh?
Oh.
The point is to be spiritual. So why material thing is being recommended? You have not heard that lecture very clearly. Huh? I very clearly said, okay, Sonika, last try, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, the Virat form of Lord has been explained, and you explained that the hairs of the on the body of Lord is like trees and mountains. So if we see all of them around us, so we can relate that yeah, it is the part of means it just considers that it is Lord only. So we can't directly see that the double-handed form of Lord. So we can meditate that after seeing these rivers, trees, and
Tell me
mountains.
one
That
thing, in your practice of Krishna consciousness for so many years, is that process been introduced to you?
no, Prabhuji.
Then what are you speaking? Pradeep, are you able to remember or no? Let's move ahead. It's a lot of time. We are already late. Be straightforward, yes or
Yeah,
no?
not exactly, not.
Yes. The answer is because in that assembly, it was not only simply Parikshit Maharaj who was hearing. How many were hearing? Great number of assembled sages, yogis, rishis, munis, everyone was hearing. And some of them had this opinion. Some of them had this opinion. So by describing the path of Ashtanga Yoga, which was the opinion held by some of the sages in the assembly. But Parikshit Maharaj will give his opinion in 2.2.33 and 37. So the opinion that he is giving is not his own. That is not the final opinion. You get the point? Like Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, first 6th chapter, he talks about Karma Yoga. But at the end of Karma Yoga, he concludes by saying, Yogi Nam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. You get the point? Pranav?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I get.
Yeah.
It is.
Like if you have to have sugar candy. I'm quoting another example. Yesterday I couldn't quote. That is a very high example of the bhavas. So to have sugar candy, first you have to have sugar cane juice. And then when sugar cane juice is more condensed, it becomes molasses. And then when it is crystalline and refined, you get raw sugar. You getting? One step ahead, moving ahead. And then finally you get sugar candy. From the first stage of sugar cane juice, you cannot get the sweetness of sugar candy. Can you get? You cannot receive that. So those who are empirical philosophers and those who are speculative meditators, they cannot directly come to the meditation of this personal form of the Lord. So they have to go through the path of the purification. So that is why, see, the Ashtanga Yoga process of purification is mentioned, how detachment is required. The first step, that is why this is called the first step in God realization. This is not the final step. This comes to the very important understanding how why Prabhupada has given the title of this chapter as first step. This is the first step. What is the first step? First step is the purification. So the various limbs are given here. Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Dharana, and Samabhi. And then here, you missed this point, Pradeep. Then here the Dhyana Ashraya for such practitioner is given as Virat. The Dhyana Ashraya for those who are doing Shavanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam is not Virat Purusha. Is it so?
No.
Dhyana Ashraya is for whom? For those who are following this Ashtanga Yoga process. There will always be two different kinds of persons. And not everyone will have the same opinion. So this is the first step for those who are following the Ashtanga Yoga process. Okay. Now it, reconciles everything.
Yes, Guru.
I'm asking Pranav. Is his question?
Yes, Prabhuji. It is clear now. Yes, now.
Very good. So this is very important. If you would not have asked this question, why this title is given, no one of us would have understood what it means by the first step of God realization. So first he will talk about the Ashtanga Yoga, that is the Virata Rupa. And then he will talk about the next chapter, he talks about the Paramatma picture. But finally he'll talk about the personal picture. Okay? Thank you, Pradeep, again. I'm happy that you made effort. Everyone should make effort. This is what we can only do. This is what is in our hand. That we make sincere effort. Without any lethargy or without any trying to give material aspects in life more priority. That is foolishness. That is saying that one remains at the level of Graham. How we can show that we want to be out of that situation? When we are putting sincere effort. If you do well, I will always appreciate. And if you lack, then I will chastise. That is my duty. Whether you like or don't like, I don't care for that. And it is for everyone, including myself. Srimad. Okay. So tomorrow we won't be having class because we won't be able to come from Rath Yatra. Tomorrow is great Rath Yatra, Lord Jagannath. How many of you did Gundicha margin in your house today? Little cleaning or some cleaning at least. Raise your hand. No. Then you must do. You must do. You must clean. Even now, at least do some cleaning. Otherwise, how the Lord Jagannath will come? That means you are not inviting him to come. We are not making any show to someone else. So please make some effort and observe the festivity in its true spirit. Then we can get the benefit, the spiritual benefit. Okay. Saturday we will have class. There, Shri Prabhu. For Saturday's class, you must plan everything tomorrow before you come to Rath Yatra. Okay. Who will sing? If you have to ask Sonika to come, so you should invite her 3 days before, whether she is available.
Yes.
Somebody calls you at the last moment and says, come and please do this service. Is it possible? It is not possible. So please plan. Please absorb the heart in performing service. This is what we all have to learn. Thank you, Pradeep, for showing this. It has to be every time. No less than this effort will be accepted. You have to put your heart.
Yes, sir.
And when you do that, you will see so many deeper understanding and clarity will come. Otherwise, it will never come. The most relishable part for me is when I am preparing for the class. But it is not when I am speaking. It is while I am preparing. I am just sharing my heart with you, all of you. Because so many new things are revealed. Much more clarity comes, conviction comes. Doubts are cleared. And when you have that feel, when you go and speak, it touches and inspires others. But if you have not prepared, if you have not put your heart, then what you will present to others? I'm very happy. It is too early, but you know, Ravinder and Priyanka are training little Riyanshi. Every day she is giving class, even with no student. Well, don't care whether the student is there or not. You do the service. So to speak, before you speak, how much time you spend? Be honest, Pradeep, to prepare this class.
Almost 1 week, Prabhu.
1 week. Otherwise, it cannot come. It cannot come. You're just thinking 2 hours I will spend and I will prepare it is not possible. You have to go through the full chapter, even some part of the previous chapter, how it is connecting. Then only you'll be able to do. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.